Well, great news if you collect air miles. 680's Richard Southern joins us now. And Richard, cash redemptions are back.
Yeah, that's right, Francis. The loyalty program planning to resume those in-store cash redemptions on Wednesday, but they're going to beef up security after those miles were hacked the other week. So Air Miles telling us today that it will put in place a daily cap of $50 for in-store cash redemptions. And when those cash miles are being used, an email will be sent to the collector that includes instructions on what to do if he or she isn't the one that made the transaction. There's also a lock feature for cash transactions where collectors will continue to get miles, but no cash redemptions are possible. Air Miles brought in 30 additional customer care agents following the cash miles hack back on March 23rd. So they're going to start up again on Wednesday, Francis, but again, a lot of security measures going to be put in place.
Well, if you've ever used the word frenzy to describe our housing market, you've got another piece of proof.
Yeah, absolutely. Home buyers, Francis, they are now largely skipping the home inspection process, and the reason is they just want to rush to get a bid in. We're seeing bidding wars, big bidding wars, and as a result, home inspections are down between 30 and 35% over the past 12 months. Buyers in such a rush to get those bids in, they're not bothering to do this. And this can be a problem, especially if a buyer is already going over his or her budget to buy the house, which many are. Home inspection companies say they often find faulty pipes, eroding foundations, termite infestations, old roofs, and of course, those can be extremely costly after you discover those following buying the house. So yeah, just another sign of how hot the market is right now, Francis.
Yeah, it's shocking with multiple bids. A lot of people feel they have to go in firm, no conditions.
Yep. And people feel they're home experts now. I was reading this today too. You know, with the Home and Garden channel, people think that they know what they're looking at when they look at a home. That's not always the case.
No, it isn't. That's for sure. Big news from the auto world. According to stocks, Tesla is now bigger than Ford.
It is on a market capitalization basis. Tesla overtaking Ford today. Tesla stock surging 7.25% above $298. It gives the electric car maker a market cap of $47.7 billion, bigger than Ford. Tesla said deliveries skyrocketed 69% year over year in the first quarter to a record 25,000 vehicles. The company gearing up to start producing its Model 3, the Tesla for the masses, with a $35,000 price tag. That could really change the game, so investors are betting big on that. Ford stock down 1.7%. General Motors slid 3.3 today, Francis.
You know, so many Canadians were irked last week at the announcement about Bombardier bonuses for their top execs, but they haven't started handing out the cash just yet. What happened? No,
they're planning to roll back some of those bonuses, Francis. We heard from Bombardier today. They're planning to defer about half of those bonuses, about $32 million, until 2020, and only if the company meets certain financial targets. There was big outrage last week when Bombardier announced that 6 of its top bosses were getting fat raises, some as much as 50%. This despite the company taking a big federal bailout, despite the fact that it had been laying off employees, and of course late with delivering those new streetcars to the TTC. There was protests outside Bombardier's Montreal headquarters over the weekend, so it seems like the company listened to all the outrage, Francis.
Yeah, for now. We'll see what happens. So apparently you won't be needing to use plastic anymore on Amazon.
Yeah, they're announcing a new feature where you can contribute cash to your Amazon account by buying it in certain participating retailers, buying a barcode. So it's kind of like a gift card-like approach. It's meant to appeal to those who may not yet be shopping online, who perhaps get paid in cash, or who don't have a bank card, a debit card, or credit card. In fact, those cash customers are believed to account for 27% of all consumers, Francis.
Okay, so if you have any missing colleagues at work today, there's one good reason. Tell us.
Opening day. Baseball is back. And as is tradition on opening day, Francis, a lot of the games take place in the afternoon hours. The J game started at 3. It is currently on Sportsnet. And so, yeah, people skipping out. 24% say they were willing to make up an excuse to skip out of work or school for opening day. 23% admit to having done so in the past. Top excuses for playing hooky today. Faked being sick was the top one. Taking a mental health day. 25% said they wouldn't bother making an excuse, just telling the boss they're going to go watch baseball. By the way, Francis, the Days in Las Vegas are a 25-1 shot to win the World Series this year. The Cubs are favored to repeat.
Very neat. Now, you know Danielle, right? She's like behind me back there at the Shark Club watching the game.
She has the choice assignment today, by the way.
Yes, but she did ask, so that's okay. It's all legit. She didn't call in sick or anything. She's working. Really?
Oh, she's working. Sure.
She is.
She's working at the bar.
She is. Thank you, Richard.
Thanks.
And